That special time of year has come around again, and if you're like me, you'll be gathering with friends and family to rewatch all your favourite Christmas movies. And there's nothing more magical than a Christmas movie except a Disney Christmas movie. In their vast history of producing entertainment, the Walt Disney Company has created countless magical, enchanting, and heartwarming Christmas movies, shorts, and specials, many of which are essential viewing for the holiday season. So, in order to help you form your own special Disney Christmas movie marathon, I've put together this handy little guide of the greatest Disney Christmas movies of all time. Of course, no great movie marathon is complete without kicking off with a short film or special featurette, and Disney have released a number of great shorts and specials that will be sure to get your Disney Christmas movie marathon off to a great start. Firstly, there are of course a number of iconic classic shorts produced by Walt Disney between the 1920s and 1950s. There's a couple of wonderful silly symphony shorts, Santa's Workshop, which depicts Santa and his elves preparing toys and gifts on Christmas Eve. It is of course filled with plenty of entertaining classic Disney gags. And The Night Before Christmas, which acts as a sequel to the aforementioned short where Santa delivers the toys and gifts in a loose adaptation of the Night Before Christmas story. These are two beautiful shorts and will be sure to leave you with a smile. Once Upon a Winter Time is a short musical sequence first featured in the 1948 feature Melody Time, but released individually later on. It is described as a December Valentine and features a wintertime romance between two lovers. Donald Duck delivers some of my most favourite Disney Christmas moments in a series of iconic shorts. First up, there's Chip and Dale, Winter Storage, Toy Tinkers, and Corn Chips, a quartet of wonderful Christmas shorts which sees Donald terrorised by the always hilarious Chip and Dale. These are my personal favourites of the holiday season. Then there's The Hockey Champ and Donald's Snow Fight, which once again sees Donald terrorised over the Christmas break, this time by his three troublemaker nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. These are all undisputed Disney classics. Donald then joins Goofy in the joint cartoon Polar Trappers. This isn't exactly a Christmas themed short, but its snow setting has made it a staple of many Disney Christmas shorts and compilations. Likewise, Goofy's Art of Skiing really has nothing to do with Christmas, but its setting makes it yet another reoccurring Disney Christmas short. Mickey features in a number of his own classic Christmas shorts, including Mickey's Good Deed, which is a beautiful short focusing on Mickey's act of charity towards a poor family at Christmas. Pluto's Christmas Tree, which this time sees those lovable chipmunks terrorizing Mickey and Pluto, as well as On Ice, perhaps the most iconic Disney Christmas short of all time, which features all our beloved Disney characters as they get into all kinds of trouble skating across thin ice. Perhaps the most favourite Christmas special amongst Disney fans is the 1983 classic Mickey's Christmas Carol. This beloved 25-minute special tells a very faithful and entertaining adaptation of Charles Dickens' classic Christmas tale and features just about every classic Disney character you could imagine, all of which are matched to their respective characters perfectly. Christmas Carol is one of my all-time favourite stories, and it's always a treat to watch this charming Disney version. Mickey and Friends once again spread Christmas cheer in two extended 70-minute Christmas specials, Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas and Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas. I personally prefer to consider these two specials instead of features, as they are both anthologies consisting of a handful of short tales, which can be viewed at once or split across separate viewings. Once Upon, released in 1999, is narrated by the wonderful Kelsey Grammer and features three traditionally animated stories, including A Very Goofy Christmas, a spin-off of the Goofy movies and Goof Troop, and an adaptation of Gift of the Magi starring Mickey and Minnie, which I believe is essential Christmas viewing. Twice Upon was released in 2004 and features 5 computer animated stories. I find this to certainly be the lesser of the two movies, as there's no real standout sequences here, and the computer animation makes this feel like an episode of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I wouldn't say this is essential viewing, but definitely an option to add more Mickey and Friends to your festivities. Duck the Halls is a more recent Christmas special featuring Mickey, Donald, and Friends, which aired on the Disney Channel in 2016. The 20-minute special is a spin-off of the Paul Rudish Mickey Mouse short series, which sees Donald choosing to spend Christmas with his friends instead of heading south for the winter. I'm not a huge fan of the new Mickey Mouse shorts, but this is quite an enjoyable, entertaining, and heartwarming special, and was even nominated for an Emmy Award. Winnie the Pooh and Christmas 2 is a nice Christmas tale which sees Pooh attempting to deliver a letter to Santa at the North Pole. This classic from the early 90s has, in more recent years, been packaged together with a New Year's themed short from 2002 to form the short anthology A Very Merry Pooh Year. The anthology on the whole isn't all that great, but the Christmas special itself is definitely worth it to spend some Christmas cheer with our friends from the 100 Acre Wood. Prep and Landing is a series of 3 short Disney Channel animations, 2 of which, Prep and Landing and Prep and Landing Naughty vs. Nice, clock in at around 20 minutes, with the third, Operation Secret Santa, being only 7 minutes long. These are a set of really nice specials focusing on elves within Santa's Prep and Landing elite unit. They are incredibly enjoyable, funny, and totally underrated. Toy Story That Time Forgot is the second of 2 Toy Story holiday specials. While not having much in the way of a Christmas narrative, the special sees Buzz and Woody engaging in a gladiator battle against a team of ravenous dinosaur toys in a Dino Gladiator playset on Christmas Day. It's also probably the weakest of all the Toy Story tunes, although it's certainly not that bad in the greater sense of the word. This is easy viewing and an added bonus for those who just want a little Buzz and Woody in the festive season. Olaf's Frozen Adventure is the most recent title featured here and was released theatrically in 2017 alongside Disney Pixar's Coco. The short is a follow-up to Frozen, of course, and sees Olaf saving Anna and Elsa's Christmas by bringing them the very best Christmas traditions when they realise they have none of their own. This is a small and cute short and definitely a worthy inclusion. With the shorts out of the way, it's on to the main features, starting with a selection of favourite Disney animated offerings. Beauty and the Beast: The Enchanted Christmas is a straight-to-home video mid-call that takes place during the middle act of the original Beauty and the Beast movie. In this chapter, Belle and the inhabitants of the castle attempt to teach the Beast, who has banned Christmas, the true meaning of the holiday, and convince him to allow them to celebrate. It's a charming little story and certainly one perfect for fans of the original movie, but don't go into it expecting the same level of storytelling or animation. I'm not personally huge on this one, but admittedly, it is one of the better Disney cheap calls. The Nightmare Before Christmas is one which many consider as their absolute favourite holiday movie. This musical fantasy tells of Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, bringing Christmas cheer to its citizens when he stumbles across Christmas Town. I've never been a huge fan of this one, and I only really watch it every other year, but it's easy to see why it's an incredibly popular cult movie with beautiful animation and production design, and one that looks wonderful in 3D if you can get your hands on that version. A Christmas Carol is another one that looks spectacular in 3D, and perhaps my favourite take on the tale. The movie is commonly considered to be the most accurate to the source material out of any version ever produced, and sports absolutely stunning animation. Jim Carrey, who plays multiple characters thanks to the use of then groundbreaking motion capture technologies, truly shows off the breadth of his character acting abilities in one of his career best performances. This is no doubt one of the most charming and uplifting Disney Christmas movies. Frozen isn't really a Christmas movie at all, but if I'm gonna bend the rules for some of the classic Disney shorts that aren't really Christmas shorts, and also because I included the Olaf follow-up short in this video, it wouldn't make sense if I didn't throw the movie a bone too. Of course, everyone has seen this modern Disney classic by now, so it's no surprise that its wintry setting and snowy backdrop is a perfect fit for the holiday season. And of course, there is also a handful of live-action Disney Christmas movies that you simply cannot pass up. Babes in Toyland is described as a Technicolor Christmas musical, despite not really feeling like a Christmas movie at all, narratively at least. The movie is actually considered Disney's first ever live-action musical, and showcases the talents of the incredibly gifted Disney legend, Annette Funicello. While the songs aren't all that memorable, and the production doesn't hold a candle to Mary Poppins, which will be released 3 years later, this is still a really nice movie, and one to certainly check out if you want to spread some Christmas cheer with another Disney musical. Muppet Christmas Carol replaces every character in Dickens' classic novel with Muppets. That is, except for Ebenezer Scrooge, who is superbly portrayed by Michael Caine in a career best performance. The movie may be a typical Muppet comedy satire filled with silly jokes, pratfalls, and musical sequences, but the movie treats the story with a great deal of respect, and a lot of the charm in it is brought by a heartfelt performance from Caine, who, despite acting against a bunch of puppets, still takes his role as one of literature's greatest characters incredibly serious. Caine's believability in and respect for the role is what makes this a truly special movie and a surprisingly spectacular adaptation of the novel. In The Santa Claus, Tim Allen plays a man who accidentally kills Santa on Christmas Eve, and by doing so, per the Santa Claus, becomes Santa himself. This has to be one of the most whimsical, most magical movies of all time, and I'm not just talking Christmas movies, I'm talking movies full stop. In The Santa Claus, Allen delivers an incredibly delightful performance, bringing his trademark comedic timing and style to the dual role of Scott Calvin and Santa Claus. This is one you simply cannot pass up on, and one of my top 5 favourite Christmas movies since childhood. The Santa Claus 2 is a fairly sufficient and mostly worthy sequel. In this one, Scott has to find himself a Mrs. Claus before Christmas Eve or forfeit his role as Santa. This element of the movie is wonderful, and there are some incredibly beautiful and magical scenes that work so well. However, the movie's subplot featuring a living evil toy Santa trying to overthrow the North Pole feels quite forced, out of place, and almost shoehorned in to expand the movie's runtime and make it a lot more kid-friendly by throwing away some of the more edgy humour that made the first one so special. Though, if you can get through these sequences, you are in for a treat with the rest of the movie. The less said about the Santa Claus 3, however, the better.
Excuse me. Did you just accuse me of being skillful and delicious?
I'll Be Home for Christmas is an absolute must-watch every single year and has been ever since I was a kid. Jonathan Taylor Thomas plays an obnoxious little brat struggling to get home for Christmas after he's basically left for dead in the middle of the desert wearing a Santa suit by the school jocks. I can't tell if this is actually an amazing and hilarious movie or if I only enjoy it and find it funny for nostalgic reasons. But regardless of which, the movie is simply just so much fun. It is a simple yet touching story with great morale for the kids. It's a guilty pleasure movie for sure, but I can't go a year without watching it. Anyone who saw my review for The Nutcracker and the Four Realms will know I did not like this movie one bit. However, it's becoming clear that this movie, which retells the iconic Nutcracker story, has won over a small audience and will likely go on to become a cult Christmas classic amongst Disney fans in the future. The movie does attempt its best, and there's some decent lessons and morals in there somewhere, but it just didn't work for me. If it worked for you, then fantastic. And with that, we come to an end of my guide to Disney Christmas movies. I hope I've been able to help you form your own Disney Christmas movie marathon, and can't wait to hear down in the comments which movies you'll be watching and which are your favourites. If you'd like to purchase any of the movies featured in this video, I've left affiliate links down below in the description and the comments. I wish you all a happy holidays and hope you have a magical Christmas. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.